time for the bell. How many options will you sell? Fire up your platform, get ready to enter. But first, let's get the mindset centered. Hey, hey, let's go. We're not here to gamble, we're here to trade. We follow the plan, that's how we get paid. Testing, trading, have success. Find what works for you and forget the rest. Stats and probabilities is what we're about. Time to dismiss greed and doubt. Focus on the process, not the money. And the profits will flow like honey. Power Hour Live, let's start the show. Come on, trade hackers, get ready to go. 0-day options, time to make bank. Get locked and loaded, then be ready to plank. Hey!
Hey everyone, welcome to Power Hour Live, Tuesday, November 12th. S&P down 7, NASDAQ down 22, Russell down 39, Dow down 237, gold down 0.5%, silver up over 0.5%. Notes and bonds red, 10-year yield up almost 2%, oil slightly green, natty gas slightly red. All the grains red for the day, euro and the pound red, Bitcoin up another 2%, new all-time high. Currently sitting at over 89,000. VIX down a little over 1%, sitting at 14.74. It's like we're unchanged. We haven't even done anything today. When in fact, we crashed through the expected move to the downside, got down to 59, 58-ish, bounced all the way back up to almost unchanged. Quite the V action. Not ideal for what I'm looking for BIX. Down a little over 1,100 on my BIX. I have held up okay on my price action BIX. I'm up about 800-ish right now. Was up, of course, more. My 1 DTEs, the one from yesterday, was looking like it was going to hit max profit earlier today. Now it's back to minimum profit. I also did a 1 DTE that I transformed into a downside vertical as well, thinking we might get this pullback. Unfortunately, it didn't sustain, but I've got this one to hold through CPI, expires tomorrow. I didn't do any day trading this morning. I tried to take a position in NVIDIA, didn't get filled, didn't chase. And so I didn't take any trades. My calendars, I put on a 1-2 and a 1-3. And I mentioned in the calendar chat, I am going to be taking those off before the end of the day to avoid CPI. They don't test well trading through CPI. My 1-2 is up about 8%. My 1-3 is up about 6%. I will hold my 5-7, 6-7, and 3-4 through CPI. And I think that is about it for me. Chad, how's the TLC doing today?
Yeah, not very good, which I suppose I should expect since I haven't traded it for a little bit. Got stopped
on practice.
Yeah, got stopped on my first one. Got stopped on my second one. Got a little bit back with long puts. But looking at minus 4,700 for the day on just 2 trades. My 1 DTE, I ended up closing it out. Actually did hit my 25% profit target pretty quickly this morning. It was great. And then as it started flushing, I finally just closed it and booked about $1,000 on that. I did not hold the longs on that one. I just closed the my call side longs on my 1 DTE were worthless, so I had to close the shorts by themselves and then close the puts for 90 cents. Probably would have got more out of those if I would have left them on. So my other account, it's quite different. My long puts were a lot more valuable based on the times I entered, but I got kind of mixed up in the chat. I was looking at the wrong account as I was typing in there on what my longs were worth. My TLC account wasn't the one I was looking at, which I'm a little mixed up because I have just how my trading platform is set up here today is different because, well, one of my laptops is up at the lodge. So I was, head was spinning on a little bit this morning, trying to get back into everything and not having everything set up like I normally do.
Coming
Uh,
out of the woods. You're just not used to this
yeah,
technology.
yeah. And I have a Wooga that I put on that is up 20%, 24%. And I put that on at 126 Central. So love to just stay
Yeah.
where we're at.
Yeah, I just put on a little Wooga just to have something here. So the one I put on, let's see, let me put it on toss here.
TLC traders, I mean, this is like today's price action is probably some of the most difficult because there are points in time on the this type of move, these type of moves where you think price is going to settle down. And then it doesn't. And then, when you look at today's price action, there really was never, I mean, it was just basically a constant down move up until about noon central. And then it's been a constant up move up until, 30 minutes ago. So, but there is some periods of time, especially in that down move. There is a couple periods of time where you think it's going to, price is consolidating and settling, and then all of a sudden, boom, it just drops again. And this type of price action is very difficult to trade TLC and delta neutral. So I really don't feel too bad. I'd say down 4,700, and then my one DTE, I got 1,000 back, so roughly 3,700. And that's not bad for this type of price action based on what I trade.
Yeah, I was unloading my longs on that flush down. I was waiting for one more little push. Unfortunately, it didn't come, so I gave a bunch back on that bounce. One of them was a BIC, which the other side ended up taking a loss, and it was deep in the green. So yeah, unfortunately, that bounce
Yeah.
is vicious.
Yeah, and it just if you look at the S&P 500, there's two periods of time where it kind of can suck me in.
Right around the expected move area,
Yeah.
59.81-ish.
Yep, especially right in there. It's like you think it's okay, and then but you really want to see more up and down action. You want to see an up, and then you want to see a little bit down, then you want to see a little up.
So I've got three out of six contracts left on this price action BIC here. My last one that I put on not too about when we started to consolidate here about 20 some minutes ago. My regular BICs are down. They're going to be red. I had a double stop on one of my tranches, and my price action BICs are green. Big game Friday, Chad.
Yes, sir.
What do you think? You think you guys got what it takes?
I watched Platte County on film, and just so listeners, Benaya's boy is a freshman at Platte County. My boy is a freshman at Pius, and they're ranked number 2 and number 3 in the state, class
And
5,
it's
and they
all
play.
going down Friday night, baby,
Yeah,
under the lights.
they play each other Friday night. I watched film on Platte County. I mean, I think there's, I think they will struggle with our passing game. They have good offensive and defensive line. Their quarterback's good, but he'll throw the ball up into coverage. And so It's gonna be a good
Is
game.
neither. I mean, you guys played Rockhurst, which is a good team, and
Yeah.
we played maybe one good team, but for the most part, neither of us had played.
Yeah.
We've both destroyed everybody.
Yeah. The schedules were weak for both teams.
So it'll be fun. I'll be there.
Yeah. Stone suits up. So, but that's also our big Friday night deer camp annual. It's be my 15th year of going to it. Um, Stone, most likely doesn't he doesn't play if it's a close game. He's just a freshman. He's lucky enough to suit up. So I haven't quite decided yet what I'm going to do. Starting next year when he's a sophomore, he will be playing. I'll be going to games for sure, but I'll probably end up at the game. It's just going to be too big a one to stay away, even if Stone's not playing.
Just caught some little pockets of consolidation, Krish. Like kind of that late morning when we consolidated around the expected move area, booked some profits there. One of them was a break even, and I made some money on the longs. So that's how that one made money. And then the one that I'm currently in, that I've been in for about, after we started trading sideways, got in about 20, 25 minutes ago. And that one's, I booked some profits on that one. So just trying to be strategic and take what the market gives me.
Yeah, now we're seeing a little bit of a trending back down now. So again,
bounce.
Yeah, I mean it's been a rough day for getting consistent consolidation, and just kind of hope your power hour doesn't now start trending downward.
In hindsight, I'm a little perturbed at myself for not taking more advantage yesterday when the bonds and banks were closed. So I mean, I should have known it was going to be a pretty narrow range day, and sure was, especially the second half of the day. I definitely did not take advantage of that. I didn't even do a Wooga.
Yeah, that Wooga was nice yesterday.
Wooga from the woods.
Yep. It's about the only thing I'll do from the woods, because it's pretty easy on my phone to set the profit target, and that's about it.
Yep.
You don't really get to see an analysis of it or anything. So well, my
I
Wooga's up
haven't
28%.
opt for dollar. I haven't noticed any issues on the fills. No slippage issues or anything like that either.
All right,
Did
it's
a
nice.
dollar over on simple puts? Yeah, something's off. That's certainly not the case.
Yeah, I haven't had any issues.
Are you sure you have real-time data on your platform? Yeah, even on 90 Delta, I mean, they're only 70, 50, 70 cents wide. Yeah, I'm not sure what that would be. Oh, paper trade. Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense. There's a known paper trade issue. Somebody posted earlier.
Yeah, that's right.
And then somebody else sent me a DM here.
Toss is aware of the issue that paper trades aren't getting filled.
Here was the chat that he got from them. At the money, butterflies trading for about $1.20. VIX down through lows of day. NASDAQ and S&P both just below unchanged. Mentioned CPI a couple times. That is pre-market tomorrow. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Fed speakers in the afternoon, or 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. PPI pre-market Thursday and retail sales pre-market Friday. Well, I'm trying to decide when I want to take off this 1, 2, and 1, 3. Just trying to squeeze 10% out of my 1, 2 was up about 9%. That's up about 7. I think a little bounce would help. Yeah, I think it's totally up to your exposure appetite, Noel.
Yeah, I that's a good question. Lately, leading up to the election, I hadn't done a lot of power hour trades because of just the wild price action or lack of premium. So, but power
Looking
hour,
at a straddle.
yeah. And so I've gone with Wuga's probably the most over the last probably 6 weeks, 8 weeks, maybe even. But hope to get back to where I'm, doing more power hour TLC trades because they were always the most profitable up until, well, probably summer. I started seeing them start to get not as. That's when things start changing a little bit. My results.
All right, I'll close my calendars out at 30 minutes before the bell. So got 20 minutes to squeeze out a little more. As far as individual stocks go, Shopify had earnings up 24%. Not a new all-time high, but a big break out of this. I mean, it's at the highest point it's been since January of 22. Adobe's at 4.5. Square's up 4.25. MSTR up another 4%, new all-time high.
Tesla down 5%.
Nvidia up 2. Didn't quite get to all-time highs, but ticked right below it. Netflix up 2, Microsoft up 1.5, Google up 1. Yeah, on the red side, Tesla down 5. Finally taking a little breather. SMCI, man, that thing is just gonna bleed out, I think. It's down another 5%. DJT never did do anything after the election. Interestingly. Tesla got all the juice. Lucid down 8%, UPST down 11. Baba and Baidu down both almost 4%. AMD down almost 3. Let's see, what are financials doing? Looks like banks are a little bit red. Goldman Sachs is down about 1%. Home Depot, I did the little earnings fly on. I'm bullish. It's pretty much unchanged. So I would need that thing to move above 415, above 416 by Friday to hit. All-time high is 421. Could use a little bounce. Keeps acting like it wants to bounce, but
Just took off a little bit of my Wooga. 30%.
yeah, my Wooga needs a bounce as well. It's up about 16%.
Yeah, I just don't
feel a little heavy.
Yeah, do not trust it.
Feeling a little heavy. Have to stay above 90 here for sure. Yeah, maybe the 6,000 magnet can come back into effect again. All right. Anybody new here today? We obviously have a lot of downtime during these live streams. So if you have questions, need help filling in any gaps from the courses, now is your time. Sorry, Moa. 95 butterfly trading for $1.40-ish. Hey, that's growth right there, Moel. That is. That's good. Make that your thing. Whenever you're feeling that way, remember how you felt today. Go take a walk. Coming down to 91. I got stopped out on one side of my remaining BIC.
And tried to consolidate there for about 30 minutes, and it just couldn't.
Yeah, I got some out of it, but I wanted more.
Yeah, maybe
Never enough, Chad. It's never enough.
Maybe it'll bounce back up, but kind of feels heavy.
Chessmaster, I will take an M90 type trade after the first 90 minutes every once in a while if I really see things, setting up well, but very rarely. It's best to kind of keep that to the first 90 minutes. You just usually have the ideal price action for it.
Yeah, I never do.
Come on. Get back stay above 90.
Yeah, right. Break even.
Like Chessmaster, if you look at Boeing, this is one that I was considering. It was right at about 90 minutes after the open. Had a really nice flush and a couple little volume spikes.
Wow,
it
really?
worked, but I didn't take it. But I was considering it. Just happened to catch it out of on my chart when I happened to glance at the right time, but decided just to pass. Actually had another one too. Well, had another one at 11 that did not work, but then had another one at 11:25 that also worked. Well, Boeing's had all kinds of issues. I mean, they've had a bunch of manufacturing and safety issues, and just like one thing after another. Seems like with Boeing has been happening for the last, well, since the beginning of the year. It's never good when a plug flies out in mid-flight. Something's up.
Yeah. I tell you what, my buddies that I hunt with, they have that ranch that I was at in Montana. They fly private a lot. Guy could get used to doing that. Just walk out on the tarmac, give them your luggage, no hassle of security. It's a heck of a lot faster.
All it takes is 100 lot TLCs instead of 10 lots, Chad. That's it.
It's true.
Just add a zero. No
I'm
big
still
deal.
gotta get the boys through college first.
Well, pay for that in a couple days. 100 lots. I don't know why you're messing around with these 10 lots.
I think it was 4 hours in the air from, well, we went through Denver on commercial because we flew commercial there, private back. And it was like 2 hours and 15 minutes from Missoula back here.
Do they own it or do they do like net jets?
Um, I there's two different jets that they'll fly on. So what exactly is the net jet? Tell me about what's that?
It's like an Uber with jets.
Oh yeah, no, they must own it then.
I mean, it's kind of like you. I've looked into it before. It's like you pay for so many hours a year. I mean, there's several
That
of
could
those
be it
companies
then.
out there.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Because sometimes they get a certain. There's two different. I think there's. He told me there's two different jets. Sometimes they'll be in. They said when it's just one person flying, we'll just fly commercial. But if there's like three or more of us, then we'll do the private. It's not really worth it to do just one person.
Yeah, I can't imagine they would own one.
Yeah,
That's such a bad investment, I think.
yeah, it must be the net jet.
Come on, bounce off 90. Maybe you want that 6,000 again. Yeah, exactly, Moa. It's kind of like the saying about a boat. Two best days of having a boat is the day you buy it and the day you sell it.
Just struggling to get some consistent consolidation. If we can get a bounce here back up to 6,000 or stay within 59.90, 6,000.
My Woo is right on the break even.
Yep, same here. I did take a little bit off at 30%, which has helped.
Even all morning before the big flush, when the S&P was just grinding down, VIX was still contracting.
Yeah, I
And of
noticed
course
that.
it did pop whenever we had
Well,
the real
and, and,
flush, but
and that's another reason I got in because I was expecting then a little bounce eventually because the VIX was coming down. So I was like, okay, getting a little bit of consolidation here. VIX coming down. So it's okay to get a little left of center here because I think it's going to bounce. And then, nope.
all right, here we go. Put in a base. Base and bounce.
NASDAQ coming up a little bit.
VIX creeping up. Down in the 89s. Let's see what these butterflies are trading at. 90 butterfly, about $1.35, $1.40. With about 35 minutes to go.
Just the grind lower.
Coming back down towards yesterday's lows. All right, Mr. SPX, that's enough. That is enough. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close my 1-2 and 1-3.
The slow grind lower is just like being, it's like death by 1,000 paper cuts.
All right, just posted my 1-2 and 1-3 exits. Put a little profit on each one. Looks like 90s are magnet today.
I'd prefer 95. It comes up just a little at the end of the bar to make you think it's going to bounce, and then the next bar just comes lower.
Yep. What do you got there? A 2-4 from Monday. That's just up to you, my friend, if you're comfortable with the risk that you have on. I'm leaving on my 5-7, 6-7, and 3-4. Got about 28 minutes till the bell.
Kind of hoping to get some more muted price movement after the election.
Well, next week looks pretty calm from a report perspective. There is basically nothing. We've got unemployment Thursday pre-market, PMI pre-market, or 15 minutes after the market opens on Friday, and that's basically it. So hopefully that means calm waters. It's going to be low premiums, but unless CPI or PPI pumps it up. Butterflies up to about $1.55. I'm going to have to get rid of some strikes here to participate. I'm hoping for a bounce first. Right down near yesterday's lows. VIX also near yesterday's lows. NASDAQ is holding up better. And got stopped out of that last piece. All right. So now I can start looking at Mahomes flies. Well, I'll wait. I'll be back in just a minute.
And NASDAQ definitely holding up better than the S&P. All right, so is this going to be a real bounce? We're just let's get our hopes up. Bounce. I'm still coming down.
I vote for real bounce. All right, I'll go ahead and put my first fly in on the 90s.
You know, the NASDAQ.
NASDAQ wants to go.
Yeah.
All right, working a 90 fly.
The S&P just needs to 2 or 3 green bars here.
Yeah, I think it's majority rules, Ken. I think that's how it works. All right, 90 fly, trading for about $1.60 or so. I'm working a 90 fly.
All right, another green bar, just like that last one.
Yep, 95 would be fantastic. About 18 minutes till the bell, 8 minutes till MOC.
NASDAQ pushing.
S&P just kicking and fighting. Doesn't want to go with it.
Yeah. Goog getting up to highs of day.
Yeah, I saw Google and Microsoft took off there. Microsoft kind of pulling back, but yeah, Google pushing.
Yeah, there's the fake bounce.
Working at 85 and a 90. $90 butterfly trading for around $1.70. Can we get 3 greens in a row? Up to 87s. Chad, I feel like you've usually filled your buck tag by this point in the year.
Yeah, usually I have. I've passed a couple though that I normally probably wouldn't. So, but you're right. It was October 16th 2 years ago, and then it was November 8th last year. So, just trying to hold out for maybe a little bit bigger.
It's trying to stay above yesterday's low. More than that, though. Got about 2 minutes till MOC, 90 butterfly trading for $1.75-ish. Maybe $1.80. You can creep back up and sit at 90 and then push above 95. That'd be ideal.
Yeah, I really needed to get above 90.
Doesn't look like we're going to get a fill before MOC.
Gets to 90, then it gets rejected.
Looks like we're about 10 cents, 5-10 cents away from getting filled on the 90s. MOC incoming. $650 million buy side. And it couldn't push through.
Yeah, just can't get through the 90.
The good news is it can't get through the 87s either. It's got
Yeah,
hopefully
that is true. I took my Wooga off for a loser.
sitting at 87, which is yesterday's low. VIX is coming down, but no bounce. We're closer to 85, but my 90 butterfly is closer. Oh, maybe not. 8 minutes to go. Got to get to a strike to get filled. Down in the 85s, getting close to getting filled on the 85s. Filled on the 85s. There we go. All right, now let's bounce. My bot has not filled yet. There we go. All in on the 85s. Mahomes has a little over 6 minutes. Down to 83. What do you mean op for dollar? You talking about contracts on my Mahomes? I've got 20. And then I do a bot with 5. Oh, yeah, I got filled on 4, then 3, then 1, then 1, then 11. Five minutes. Need below 82 on the downside for Mahomes to be a winner. Down to 82. Need a little 2-point flush lock it in, and then bounce. Sitting at 83. 83 helps no one. Two minutes. Still at 83.
Yeah, just no consolidation all day long today.
Back above 85. About 30 seconds. If we're going up, I need above 88. Need a move away from 85.
Just enough to tease, like it's done all day.
5 seconds. Let's get a little mark down. Ding, ding, ding. Looks like 84.01. 84.02. All right, all. That is a wrap for today. As far as live streams goes, Chad, are you streaming tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be in the morning, but then I'm heading back to the lodge after tomorrow morning. So, I'll be there for day trading.
Okay. So Chad's streaming at the open for day trading, and then we'll be back for power, or I will be back for power hour. Everybody have a good night. Talk to you soon.